Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the April 14th meeting of the Town of Arlington Redevelopment Board. My name is Rachel Zenberry. I'm chair of the board, and I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would the other members of the board please introduce themselves?
Steve Revelak.
Eugene Benson.
Shayna Corman, Houston.
Ken Lau.
And tonight we also have joining us the Director of the Department of Planning and Community Development, Claire Ricker.
Thank you.
Great, let's jump right into our first agenda item this evening, which is a public hearing for docket number 3842, 307 Broadway. Do we have the applicants here with us this evening? Fantastic. If I could ask you to, whoever is going to be presenting, if you wouldn't mind sitting here where we have the microphone. What we will do is we will turn it over. We will turn it over first to the Director of the Department of Planning and Community Development for a short introduction. We'll then turn it over to you for any remarks that you would like to provide to the board regarding your application. The board will ask any clarifying questions. We'll open this up for public comment, and then the board will discuss and decide about taking a vote this evening.
Okay.
Great. So Claire, I will turn it over to you.
Great, thank you very much. This is a sign permit application for 307 Broadway, which was formerly Charlie's Barkery, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. The applicant proposes to install a wall sign in the B3 Business Sign District. The applicant is seeking a special sign permit and requires relief from 6.2.5.D10. The applicant proposes to exceed 60% of the width of the building element for the wall sign, as well as install the sign less than 12 inches or 20% of the width of the building element on which it is mounted. The applicant further proposes to illuminate the the graphic that's next to the channel letters and may be seeking relief to maybe looking to have relief granted to illuminate that section of the sign as well.
Just so that I understand, you were saying that they are looking to eliminate the graphic next to the text?
Illuminate, yeah.
Illuminate, not eliminate.
Yeah,
Okay.
not eliminate, excuse me.
Thank you. I must have misheard. Okay, great. I will turn it over to the applicant.
Hi, my name is Mehmet Sahin from Falcon Graphics. We are, try to handle this job. Basically, we are making a panel sign and then the raised ladder, like channel ladder we call, with the LED inside, and then all fabricate for us, and then put together and install at existing place. Colors, whatever you guys seen over there, white channel ladders, rush poles, and then logo, 3 different color on black background. Any question?
Great, thank you very much. I'll turn it over to my colleagues to see if they have any questions or comments, starting with Steve.
Hi, good evening. I have a few questions. In the sign package, there were, in one case, the sign was labeled as 30 inches high, and in the other one, it was 36.
It was high. We fit the square footage. We changed a 30 inch. Yeah.
So 30 inches?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the 128 inches of frontage, is that the distance between the lease lines?
Yes. It's a little more than that, but we fit in that 120 inches.
Mm-hmm. And how tall is that section of the sign band?
30 inch by 120 inches tall from the ground.
No, but I mean, just one of the things that's helpful for us to know is, to know the dimensions of the sign.
Yeah,
But all the
30 inches. Height.
And 113.
Yes.
Yeah, and also to know the dimensions of the area where it's being mounted. So it looks like that's 128 side to side, and how much is this way?
30 inches.
30 inches?
Yeah. Nothing else. Just we will use the brackets up and down, to different places. Yeah, it's not gonna over anything on whatever we are writing over here.
let me actually illustrate what Steve is asking for, because I don't think, this is 30 inches, this sign, right?
Yeah.
What is the total depth of the sign band, so from here to the top?
Okay.
If you point on the building, Rachel,
What's that? Yeah, from.
on the building, yeah.
That's sign band 5 feet.
Here. Yeah, it's clear, there's a
Sorry.
better one.
Is it better one?
Yeah.
more down.
This one?
No, this is perfect, from here to the top here.
5 feet.
5 feet, thank
Yeah.
you. Anything else, Steve?
No, no, that's all I had.
Great, thank you. Jean?
Yes, I just have a couple questions.
Sure.
I have to get close to the mic to do this. So you're proposing a sign that's wider this way than allowed by the normal rules, which is why you're here,
Yes.
and it's too close to the edges
Mhm.
also. Do you need to have it larger, that extra amount, so it can be seen from Broadway Plaza?
We like to use as much as, stands out
But
by
it
the
could-
law, yeah.
Yeah, but it could be seen at Broadway Plaza even if it was smaller, right?
Broadway Plaza.
Broadway Plaza is right in front of the store. So what I'm saying is, if it was a little smaller,
Mhm.
it could still be seen by somebody walking by the store.
Yeah, but our neighbor has larger than our sign, yeah.
So that's the reason you want a
No,
larger
just
sign?
we would like to see seen as much as possible.
Okay. And okay, I don't have any other questions.
Great, thank you. Shayna?
Steve and Jean have actually addressed my questions.
Great, thank you. My only question is this the only sign? Do you have any window signs you're proposing, or is it just the wall sign?
Just wall sign.
Okay, and you understand that there will be 0 signs permitted then in the windows, no open sign, no any other decals?
All
If
right.
we just approve, I just want to make sure that that's understood
Yes,
by the applicant. Okay, great. Ken?
I'm fine with the sign the way, being a little larger. I agree with you that if you look down the street at all the other signs there, this is not really that much bigger than all the other signs. I think it's in keeping the scale and proportion of the existing signs, even though all of them are larger. And the fact that the nature of the lease, these are very tiny slots on the street there, so you encroaching on the edges. I understand why it's done that way. And you also neglected, you should have shown the tree in front of the sign. There's a huge tree right in front. I walked by there this morning, and that tree just so blocks your sign.
That's
So
true.
if you get it much smaller than this, you're not really going to see much of anything. So I'm fine with the sign itself. This sign is internally lit only, right?
Yes.
There will be no lights hanging over the
No,
edge of the building,
no.
nothing like that,
Itself,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Channel ladder, yeah.
And I agree with my other colleagues here, this is, if we do approve the sign, this will be the only sign that's going to on the windows. There are going to be no menus, no open signs, no
No.
hours of operation. This is it.
No.
Okay, that's all I have.
Great. I do have one other clarifying question. It looks like you have internally lit signage for the letters. I just wanted to confirm that the logo graphic, the circle next to it, that would not be lit, correct?
Just let two.
That is lit too?
Yeah, that's why we are here. Without the logo was proven, but they said if you
Well,
want
it's not approved because of the size either, so you're here for 2
No,
reasons.
actually, logo, they say if you want to let it, need to be special permit. That's why we are here.
You're also here because of the width, it's too
Yes.
big? Okay. So just, well, I'll save my comments for after public comment when we have our discussion. Any other questions? Okay, great. So at this point in time, we will open this hearing up for public comment. So if anyone would like to comment, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Seeing none, we will close public comment and I will turn it back to the board for discussion. I think that this sign, well, so if I did my math correctly, 76 inches is what would be width, it was what would be allowed by the zoning bylaw. That's 60% of the 128 inch wide storefront. And I think that it is important to respect the edge, the boundary, the edge of the space adjacent to the lease line. So we have two items related to the width that we are discussing. The 20% or 12-inch dimension off of the lease line, whichever is smaller. And I think the 12 inches is an appropriate minimum amount to require here, which would mean that the sign would need to be 104 inches maximum. So a little smaller than what is being requested. But that's my feeling on the width. Shayna?
I'm okay with it as it is, but I do see, I do understand your comment, Rachel. It makes sense to me, and losing 11 inches off the width would also be something I could get behind.
Jean?
I don't think this meets the standards of the bylaw to allow this sign to violate the current rules. The bylaw is pretty specific that we can only allow it if the architecture of the building, the location of the building relative to the street, or the nature or use requires larger signs. I don't think any of these require larger signs. Now, the sign that's currently there violates the sign size, and it was probably put up there illegally because it hasn't been up there very long. The Barkery sign. The other signs are older, and they were before we adopted the current sign bylaw. And if we just continue to want to let people do bigger signs than required because others on the street are bigger, we should just change the bylaw or ask town meeting to change the bylaw. And I don't, but the bylaw is what it is, so I think it has to meet both of the distance from the edges and the size. So I would not vote for this.
Thank you, Jean. I actually do have a question. You're showing the width of the storefront is 128 inches, but you're showing the Charlie's Barkery sign as 132 inches. Is it actually wider than the storefront?
Yes, a little bit over, yeah.
It is? Okay.
I took it down this morning, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Steve?
Yeah, so two dimensions, width and height. Given a 5-foot band and a 30-foot, given a 5-foot band and a 30-foot, 30-inch sign, it seems like they're going to be okay on the, the horizontal piece. Because this storefront is so small, I would be okay with 12 inches of clearance on either side. So the 104-inch, I believe you said, Madam Chair.
Correct. Correct, yep. And I think my feeling on that, I agree, Jean. I don't agree with making exceptions just for the sake of making exceptions. I think the Brickstone Pizzeria sign is far too big. And my only thought here is that this is such a small storefront that this is in fact a case of The architecture does drive my thought here, because of the fact that they only have 128 inches. I mean, this is only a 10 foot wide. And I actually have a question for you. That's from, if they only have a 10 foot wide storefront, and I'm assuming that is from the vertical to the left of your door to the next tenant, that's not both of the recessed doors, correct? So that's from basically where the parking meter is to the right, to the edge of your
Yes.
storefront? Okay. Because they only have a 10 foot wide storefront, that's where I feel that proportionately the sign would architecturally be too small on this sign band if we kept it to 76 inches. So that's my thinking on that.
I agree with you guys. I think this does warrant an exception because of the size of the storefront. This is the smallest storefront in the whole plaza. I don't want to, I want to encourage businesses in this area and not discourage it because it's such a small space to fit in there. So I mean, I'm perfectly fine with the size of it is right now. But in order to get this passed, I'm willing to say, okay, let's reduce down a little bit more, like you said, Rachel. But I'm okay with, but I think this is, I feel that it is okay to, it does qualify for a special permit for this, relief on this.
Ken, do you have any feelings on the illumination of the graphic as well as the letters?
No, I don't. If you go there at night, it's not like a one-off thing. This is definitely a business district. All the signs are illuminated. All the streets are well lit. I don't think it's going to be adding any more light pollution or any. I don't think it would be a detriment to the area.
I'm pulling up the details now. Is the graphic lit, is it a white halo around the round element, or are the red, orange?
Yes, both.
It's
yeah.
both.
Yeah, behind the circle, and then each fruit and bulb.
That was my understanding when I looked at it. It's a round white shadow halo, and then the objects in the circle are internally lit.
Great, thank you.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Can't seem to find that. Pull that one up. Shayna?
I'm fine with the illumination as described.
Jean?
Yeah,
Thoughts on the illumination?
I'm fine with the illumination. I'm convinced about the architectural standard of the building as long as the sign is at least 12 inches in from either side.
Okay, Steve?
I'm fine with the illumination as described.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the sign at the reduced, first of all, is the reduction in the square footage of 100 to 104 inches something that you would want? We're not going to be approving it at the larger piece.
Sure.
So-
Just figure out we have a huge tree over there, blocking the most of the sign.
I understand.
Yes, just before make a decision, just figure out that tree also, please.
Yep, absolutely.
We cannot cut the tree.
I understand, but at the same time, we need to give breathing room to the,
Yeah.
to the tenants on either side. So is there hearing all of the comment, is there a motion to find that that relief can be granted to the provision that the sign does not exceed 60% of the width of the facade, and approve the sign at no greater than 100 and 4 inches wide, or 12 inches from either edge of the lease space.
Can we say and, not or?
And, yes, and 12 inches from
At least 12 inches.
at least 12 inches from each of the lease lines.
Could we also add with administrative approval? I want them to redo this and have Claire approve it.
With administrative approval of the revised sign proposal.
You don't have to come back in front of us, but just bring it back to Claire.
Okay,
Okay?
I'll send.
I so motioned it.
Second,
We'll take a vote, starting with Steve,
Yes.
Jean,
yes.
Shayna,
Yes,
Ken,
Yes.
and I'm a yes as well. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, really appreciate it.
Sorry.
All right, that closes our hearing for docket number 3842, 307 Broadway. We'll now move to agenda item number 2, which is the public hearing for docket number 3798, 821 Massachusetts Avenue, which was continued from March 10th, 2025. And I will turn it over to Claire for the introduction for the revisions that we will be reviewing this evening.
Great, thank you. Really, tonight, we just have an update on the updated drawings and updated materials that we've received from the applicant since our last meeting. Oh, great, thank you. Including architectural renderings, site plan, the tree plan, elevations, the site layout, the planting plan, floor plans, architectural elevations, and the SketchUp model are revised and new since our last meeting.
Great, thank you very much. So I'll now turn it over to the applicant to review the modifications that have been provided, and then we'll turn it back over to the board for any questions before reopening public comment.
Good evening. Mary Winstanley O'Connor for the applicant. With me, Mr. Rojas from Rojas Design. We'll get right into
We'll pull the microphone.
Yeah.
I received your comments, and it might be better for me to stand up there and point.
please, yes, and,
Now, should I
and
take this with, will this
Nope,
go with
we
me?
can just
There's one up
actually
there?
turn Claire's microphone towards
Great. I think that'll be the better. one.
projection, yes.
I apologize for the late request.
So the applicant is referring to a request to cloud the changes on the drawing. So in lieu of, he will be pointing out the changes to the submitted package online.
Could we scroll down to the proposed elevations? I'll start with this, and then there'll be some other changes that we'll show you on the site plan and so on. But some of the comments that we received and that we've received from the board in prior meetings were about the continuity of this cornice, which now, if you scroll down again, please, it now continues across the entire building. There you go. On both. We filled in, this used to be a cantilever there. We filled that in by extending this tower element, you know, in the middle there, down. So now it doesn't. We added a water table. It's a precast concrete, kind of cast concrete water table. We've changed the lintels and sills on the brick portions. These are the brick portions, the gray ones. The lintels and sills to precast. Around the windows, in the panel sections, we have now window trim edging all around it that projects out a little bit beyond the panel face. The difference between the brick panel and the cementitious panel is 3 inches. The brick panel is forward of the cement panels by about 3 inches. We have modulated the cornice line to reflect the different materials. We brought the building height down. All of these elements up here have been brought down to the same size as the same height as the trellis. This is good. These towers originally in the last submission went all the way up to here. We have since been able to reduce the size of the stair component up on the roof on both ends, so that if you go up, please, you'll see here that the side tower also is lower and that the stair box at the roof is pushed back. Also, those became panel instead of brick in order to make the brick elements stand out more. And also, they'll recede. You really, from the street, won't see them that much. If we could scroll down this way, go the other way. Thank you. One more. Thank you. We still have the same solar panels. All the other components are there. One more sheet down, please. Yeah, right there. Sorry. This was previously, the entrance was at this line, and there was a big overhang over here. Now the entrance is projected out, much like the front entrance at Mass Ave, so that it now continuously goes down to the street. If we could now go the other way, yeah, keep going to the exterior elevation, keep going, one more. The other thing that we did, which were also a result of comments, is some of these windows in the prior submission were a little too close to the material change line, we call it. We've now adjusted them all. The minimum distance is a foot where it's there, and everywhere else it's more than that. So we've done that adjustment. We made all the windows that are residential windows, double hung windows. And obviously, they'll meet the egress requirements for bedrooms and so on. We lightened, even though I think it was a graphic issue, this trellis structure is going to have solar panels on top. It's not a heavy structure. We don't see it as a heavy structure at all. In fact, the lighter the better. In our detailing later on, we'll make sure of that. We've extended the sign band, not only on the front on Mass Ave, but on both sides further in to the break in material to give the commercial component, more of a presence. And if you don't mind, can you go up to the cover sheet with the renderings? Thank you. Yeah, okay. A little small here, but you can see that now this component really stands out more. These windows make this element better. The water table defines the base of the building well. And these rooftop boxes being pushed back and made or covered in the cement panel versus the brick receive more, which were, I think, part of the intent of the comments. If you scroll down to the site plan, not this one, keep going, this one. A couple of the changes that had to be done. Because this rear entrance was now going down to the ground, this sidewalk had to be pushed this way 5 feet. So everything, the sidewalk and the parking spaces, all moved 5 feet. It's inconsequential. We still have the same number of parking spaces, still have everything we had before, but it allows the sidewalk to now go in front of this. Before, the sidewalk went under it. So we had to do that adjustment. Other than that, in terms of, you'll see it on the civil plans, we did add a note on the landscape, or not the tree protection plan, if you scroll down some more. Keep going. This one. Notes here on the site layout and materials plan that the pavers are porous pavers, but the civil engineering drawings already said that. So that was something that We agree too. I think those have covered the comments that we received and we talked about. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Great, thank you very much. We'll start with Steve.
Thank you for the updated submission. I think the building, this is an improvement over the last iteration. The brick portion in the middle of the front and center, taking that down a little bit, I think made a nice difference. It's less imposing.
Thank you, Steve.
That's all I have.
Great, Jean.
I have nothing to add to what my colleague said.
Shayna.
My only question is when you push the sidewalk and parking lot 5 feet, does that do anything to any buffers or setbacks in the rear?
No, it doesn't, because the building setback was from the face of that tower anyway, so whether it went to the ground or not, it's the same setback. And the sizes of the parking spaces and everything else remains the same. They just get pushed back 5 feet. And it can accommodate it. Our civil engineer looked at it. And, you know, toward the end of those parking spaces to make sure that there's enough room and turning radii to do it.
Okay, great, thank you. I have nothing further.
Great, thank you. Ken?
Well, thank you for addressing many of the concerns that I had marked up earlier for you. I still have a couple that I'd like to talk to you about, okay? I'm going to show you on the screen, if that's okay. Is that all right?
Of course.
Can you go to the elevations? Why don't we start off with... why don't we start off with the front elevation? That's perfect. So right now you have undulating parapets on the different massings, okay? But what I'm concerned about is how you turn the cornice on those undulating parapets, because they right now just go straight up as a parapet. They don't return back or anything like that, so there's no volume. So you're viewing this as a two-dimensional plane. And how...
They should turn back.
They do turn back,
Of the brick.
but they don't turn back enough. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? They're just the thickness of that wall that sticks up. So when you look at this stuff here, you know, this was big back when I went to school. I won't say when, but you know, it's that postmodern kind of look with that neoclassic look there. That doesn't look good now. I don't think it looked good back then, but this doesn't look good now, okay? So you have to come up with a better way of how to address every single one of these, how it turns. You either bring back the volume back in maybe a couple of feet, then that cornice can turn comfortably, all right? One of the other things that you show here, that if you can go to the Axon, or the cover page, you have spent all this time developing this, okay? But you don't take full advantage of this. What I would do... Sorry, all right. I do the same thing. Okay. This is a bird's eye view of this thing here, okay? No one's ever going to see this, okay? You got to take a point of view from the street, or across the street, or down the street. Then you'll see what you'll see. No one's ever going to see the way you're showing it here. So it's unfair to make demands on you on make certain things, but since you showed this, we're gonna comment on it. But if you pull it back and just say, you know, you're not gonna see this up there that much, because I don't think you will. But I can't tell right now because you don't show it that way. But if you show it like a perspective, because you already have everything all masked out already, it's done already, just show that. And they say, oh, you can't see that stuff back there. Then I say, oh, fine. You know?
I was hoping we could show that in the video. I'm not sure that the video captured that, but
You have
that's
a
a good
video?
point. I sent the video.
Yeah, it was in the, there was a link. It's,
Can we show it? I apologize, I didn't see the video.
Well, it may not address your point, but
It was in the, there was a link in the material.
it's too high as well.
Okay, I apologize, I didn't see
No,
it.
no,
Yeah,
it's
you're,
too high.
you're
That's
still up at the third floor or
Looking-
above,
looking at-
looking down. You need
okay.
to be,
Ground level,
stand at 6 foot.
high height.
Yep.
Let's do like, 5'6", 6
Yep.
feet, we're not all tall people there, so,
That is not a problem.
yeah. And that would show a lot better what you see and all that kind of stuff. Can we do a side elevation? Can we go back to the side elevation here? Besides the parapet, going to stop there, if you look at the side elevation here, thank you for addressing some of this stuff, but when I look at these two windows in this massing right here, it's very uncomfortable. There's such a big space here, it's such a narrow space here. Why can't this slide over a little bit more? So it looks like it's in a massive building. Because right now, it looks like someone cut this off, this looks arbitrary. So if you just brought this over a little bit more, equal to this, it'll look better. Just like this one here, this looks like it's comfortable. This doesn't. Thanks for catching the pilasters, okay? Can we go on the other side, the other elevation? Same thing, okay? Just make it the same. Or make this a little more narrower and make this a little wider so this looks the same. This is getting close, but not there yet, okay? You gotta address that. The other thing is, I mentioned about these canopies here.
Yeah.
You added the straps here, but it still looks very, it looks out of place. It looks like something that was put in afterwards. It was not part of the architecture. Because it doesn't, there's no relationship at all to this thing here. Looks like it's a flat plane held on things here. Are these actually required here?
No, they're convenience. They're not required.
So if
We can get rid of them.
I think they would look a lot better if they were gone,
Okay, that's,
all right? But I'm not here to design this thing.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not-
no,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
saying,
Again, we were just thinking of convenience for the residents and.
I just think it looks ugly. Sorry for the word.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And then, you look at the, I think it's the back elevation. Right here. This looks real awkward to me.
Yeah,
Okay, you got the cornice going right through the middle of the window.
that's in the stair.
I realize
Yeah,
that.
you get that, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I understand.
But, I would get rid of that. I mean, do you really need a window in the stair?
We don't need it. It's not 100% required. It was
This
good.
is okay, but,
Yeah, yeah.
but when you have a cornice go like that, you think the cornice comes out, how are you gonna turn that into the window that's back about 4 inches? And then there's a difference where this is back 4 inches, this is proud 4 inches, right?
Yes.
So the window's gonna be back. It's really awkward there, okay? I don't know how you're gonna waterproof that, but we're going out,
Right, those are, yeah, we can.
okay?
But yes.
So, if you can, get rid of this so it doesn't look awkward.
I don't see that we can't get rid of it.
It looks like someone put it there afterwards, you see those buildings, and there's these windows on the side of the building that happens there because they want a window from the inside.
It's made more sense in plan than in elevation.
I think that's all I have to say for now, Rachel.
Great, thank you, Ken. I think Ken covered a lot of what I was going to speak to. My biggest challenge is that I don't think, well, it relates to what Ken was talking about with the brick, the way that the brick and the, are these cast stone or fiber cement panels?
Fiber cement
panels. The way that those two planes are interacting with each other, 3 inches isn't cutting. It still doesn't feel like a volume. And I think that is why you're also having trouble with the parapet turning the corner. I think that.
You don't think 3 inches is enough? I'm just
No,
trying to be
because
clear.
it's just not reading as a volume, it's reading as a flat plane. And I think that you're going to solve a lot of problems if you actually make a plan,
A deeper
a
projection.
deeper projection, whether it's the brick protruding or the fiber cement panel volume protruding. I would say that because you have the brick protruding elsewhere, that I would continue that rhythm. But it's really awkward right now, and architecturally, it's not working. So I really do think you need a more significant protrusion in order for you to then have a real mass to turn that parapet up above as well. that it needs to feel like more than just an applied finish,
Okay, we can work on that.
okay? I think you addressed, I also had some concerns about the canopies. You mentioned that the Equitone exposed fastener details and photos would be included with the application materials. I don't think I saw those.
They were with the application. They're part of the application package. They're 8.5 by 11.
Was that
I actually-
included? I didn't see that in the
If you go to
deck that we,
our actual application that has the write-up and everything, toward the end of it,
that wasn't part of our materials that we were provided for this evening. If you have the details, I would like
Yeah,
to
I
see
do have
them.
I do have it.
I
I have, these are a couple of photographs from Equitone and these are all color coordinated grommets on the exterior of the panels. And this is their installation guide on metal studs, which is what we would be working with.
So there's an exposed fastener and a large black reveal in between each of these.
No, they're hand tight. They can be absolute, no big reveal. They can be absolute pencil line. That's what
But there are exposed fasteners.
the fasteners are like those
Can I ask you a
buttons.
question?
Yeah,
What you showed here, okay, is a rain screen. And so you're not proposing a rain screen, you're just proposing a hardy panel?
no, if you look at the installation guide,
I know this product.
Yeah,
It's a rain screen.
yeah, they're pulled off the metal studs with insulation behind.
Yeah, and then it allows water to go penetrate through the cracks, and it drips down and flashes out, so it's a
That's
rain
correct.
screen.
It is that, too, yes.
Okay, so what Rachel's getting at is you're expressing the lines, because it's a rain screen. If you're not expressing the lines, then it's a hardy panel that has tongue and groove, and they slide into each other, they slot in.
No, these do not slot into
Yeah,
each other.
So it's a different product than I think.
So the lines will be expressed, as well as the fasteners, which is fine. I'm not saying no, yes or no, but just.
We've
I just
used
wanna
it
make clear.
before, it looks very good, in our opinion, but that's fine.
And again, I'm not opposed to it. I'm now processing that because that's different than what we, to Ken's point, that's different than what we discussed before. And I believe that you can install these systems without the exposed. I mean, I've used rain screen systems and I've never had an exposed fastener before.
They have clips.
They have clips in the
Yeah.
back.
This type is exposed
No,
fasteners.
you can do, yeah, concealed fastener.
Right.
You don't see
And-
the buttons, but you have to have a stainless steel or galvanized back structure,
Right,
like a
right.
grid behind it.
Yeah, that's how I've always used.
Yeah,
used
we've
them
used
in
it that
in the
way as
past,
well.
Because I am not a fan of seeing these glazing, not the glazing, the attachment, the fastener.
I'm going to
express.
say, I'm not going to comment on that, because that's what I used in my last building.
I understand, with the brick and with everything else going on in
Yeah,
this
I
building.
agree with you.
It's a lot.
Yes.
Okay. And do you have the sample board again with the finishes?
Yes, that hasn't changed. I do have it. I was just looking to see if I had that.
Well, now that I understand that we have a black reveal in
No,
between.
you said it's going to be colored the same way.
It'll be colored the same way?
Well, that's what Dottie said. Can we ask him to clarify that?
Right.
That's the panel.
That's the panel.
Equitone cement panel. It's ventilated rain screen, says it right on there.
Right.
And the only other thing that I brought, and I'll leave this here for a second. Hopefully that's okay. Is I brought a little piece of cast stone. Which
Okay.
we're looking for the lintels, sills, and the
Water table? Okay, great. Can we,
And
can
that
you
would
just
be
bring
ours,
those
correct?
up so that we can take?
Sure,
Great, that'll
absolutely.
be ours, craft.
Would like that as well?
Please, thank you.
Absolutely.
So the reveal will be, are you proposing this to be black as the reveal, as we've shown here, to express the joints, or to be color matched?
Color matched.
Color matched.
It's not supposed to be high contrast like
Okay.
that. And the rep that we're dealing with, assured me we could do that. So it would really be, you would see the lines and you would see the grommets, but we could do, obviously, the concealed
Clips.
fastener
Yeah.
is a more expensive solution, we understand. But we can do that.
Is, where you have the brick for the soldier course, it does not look the same coloration, is this intended to be the same coloration?
Well, it's actually, all of these come in the
It's
same-
part of the
yeah,
family?
same- Yeah, same,
Got it.
just kind of like that.
Okay.
They come like that. And they're gonna be full brick, not, this is just their sample.
Okay, any other questions? All right, seeing none, I will open this up for public comment. So anyone who has joined us this evening who would like to speak on docket number 3798, could you please raise your hand? Okay, seeing no one, we will close public comment and turn it back to the board for discussion. Ken, your thoughts?
I'd like to see them make these changes and come back. I'm not usually a one that does that, but I think this has come a long way. I'm encouraged, but this still has a few issues that I want them to address.
Thank you. Shayna?
I agree, it has come a long way, I appreciate the work. And again, I agree with Ken, it would be nice to see the last few changes that have come up this evening. I think you're getting close and can hopefully wrap this up soon.
Great, thank you. Jean?
Well, this is not my area of expertise, so I will defer to the experts on the board.
Steve?
Nothing new to add.
Great. I too would like to see you come back. I really want to make sure that we have those volumes articulated, and it's a couple times now that we've had that comment. So I really would like to make sure that is addressed, as well as the additional comments that Ken identified today. So the sighting of the windows on both the side elevations, the removal of the overhangs at the side entrance, taking an appropriate SketchUp viewpoint
Yep.
from the street so that we can really understand the massing here, the removal of the window or relocation at your choice of the window that bisects the cornice on the rear elevation. And then again, addressing the parapets and the returns, the volume, really creating a volume for the areas where we are showing brick on the side of the building.
I understand.
Okay. I think that was it. Great.
I just wanted to say
Please.
that I did find my email, just so, and at the very end of the application, it has that.
Sure, sure. It wasn't posted with the materials today, so that's, you know.
That's fine.
Ken and I
We're
didn't see
clear
it,
on
But
it.
I understand now
I
what you're,
just want to make sure if you
No,
could look, if you need to look it up further, it's in there.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, so I think that would be the other item, is to modify the specification to not include the exposed fasteners,
To go
to
concealed
go
fasteners.
concealed
That's
fastener,
fine.
please.
That's fine.
And to, again, make sure that it's clear that this would be with the color matched reveal rather than the,
Jointing, yeah.
rather than the black. So with that, yes.
What size are you gonna have those reveals that set at?
The-
Just make that clear, okay? Because the last project I looked at, these itty bitty birds were getting in there and making nest.
Yeah, I'm,
Just-
you know, we've been talking to the rep, and we're after like pencil line.
Perfect.
reveals.
Okay,
I mean, the minimum that the manufacturer would like to do is what we want.
okay,
We don't want a big reveal, for many reasons. But
okay. Thank you.
Great. So I think what we would do is we would make a motion to continue the hearing to our next available date. So Claire, I will turn that over to you for a recommendation, knowing that we are about to move into town meeting. I don't think that this would be I would hope that it would not be an overly long
Don't think so.
meeting, assuming that all of these items are addressed, but wanted to see what we have available.
I think, I think the next available date that we have that makes sense is June 2nd.
June 2nd?
Yes.
that's
Does that
fine
work
with
for you?
us, but it-
Can't do any
there's
sooner?
nothing sooner.
We have the Estivites coming on May 5th before town meeting, and then on May 19th, I'm waiting on an application for site plan.
Nothing sooner.
Those are our two dates this is our second date in April,
Yeah.
and those are our two dates in May. I know that we are unsure as to whether or not that applicant for site plan review will be, thank you, where's that? Will be coming before the board for the May 19th? Is that the?
Yeah, why don't
date?
we say May 19th, and the other applicant I can push to the 2nd.
Okay,
can do that.
let's do
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Absolutely, yep, we'd love to be able to close this out.
You guys are working hard, so I want to
Yeah.
help.
Thank you.
Okay, so is there a motion to continue the public hearing for docket number 3798 for 821 Mass Ave to the evening of May 19th?
So motioned.
Second.
I do want to note that I believe that the start time for that meeting will not be 7:30. Claire, it will be 7 PM, correct?
That's correct.
Because we have town meeting at 8 o'clock, so that hearing will run from 7 to 7:45 that
Okay.
evening.
All right.
Okay.
good.
So we had a second on the motion. Let's take a vote, starting with Steve,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
Shayna,
Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
and I'm a yes as well. So we will see you back on May 19th.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Would you like to keep the materials board, or would you like me to take it?
We can
Well-
take it, or you can take it?
Yeah, why don't you take it? This was very helpful to
Yeah. Okay.
see this evening.
I'll take
As
it
we
and bring it
consider,
back. I have no
that would
problem.
that would be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's okay, that's okay.
But you're going to get the lower angle views for that?
Yeah,
okay?
we'll work on that.
And if
From
you're
the
going to
sketch
send,
up.
you're going to send a video, I'll look for it this time. I did not see it.
We will send it.
Okay, great. Absolutely. You could take your time. I mean, if you want to. Got it? Oh. Okay. So that closes agenda item number 2. We now will open the public hearing for docket number 3348, 821 to 837 Mass Ave, which was continued from March 24th. This public hearing is opened solely for the purpose of editing or modifying the special permit related to the prior public hearing. So noting that we have continued docket number 3798, I would ask if there is any discussion on 3348, and if not, if there is a motion to continue docket 3348 also to the meeting for May 19th.
I do have one.
Yes.
So they knocked the building down and they're gonna proceed to seed it?
They're going to grade and seed it.
It's been rough graded, but the contractor has said that it's too early to seed it.
Okay, I saw that, I just didn't see,
Yeah.
you know, I just didn't know they planted seeds or anything yet.
Yeah,
but they-
no, they haven't yet. They're gonna
Okay.
finish grading it and then seed it when the weather gets a little better.
When
Okay.
we're not snowing out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Any other discussion?
No.
Okay, is there a motion to continue the public hearing for docket number 3348, 821 to 837 Mass Ave to May 19th, 2025?
So motioned.
Second,
We'll take a vote, starting with Steve.
Yes.
Jean?
yes.
Shayna?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. We will now move to agenda item number 4, which is open forum. So if anyone has joined us this evening and you'd like to speak, please raise your hand. Seeing no one, we will close open forum and move to agenda item number 5, which is new business, and I will turn it over to Director Rickard.
Great, thank you. There's no new business at this time from my end.
Great, thank you very much. And only new business I have is to thank the Department of Planning and Community Development for working through the ARB's report to town meeting and submitting that so quickly, making all of the modifications from our meeting. So again, I know that was a lot of work from everybody in the department, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. Steve, any new business?
Not tonight.
Jean?
Just a question on, are we not meeting on April 28th, the last Monday of the month?
I don't believe we had a meeting scheduled. I don't have one in my calendar, but
Okay, that was-
Claire, if you could just
Sure.
confirm.
So the meeting schedule that we have that was approved, we had our April 7th meeting, and then tonight, and then we don't meet again until May 5th.
Okay.
Tonight is taking the place of the 21st, which is Patriots' Day.
Okay, so no meeting on the 28th then?
No.
Okay, thank you. And all of the meetings we have that are before town meeting will be at 7 rather than 7:30?
That's correct.
Okay, thanks.
So that is currently anticipated to be at least May 5th
Yep.
and potentially May
May
19th.
May 19th.
Do you think we can do those in an hour? I just wonder if we need more time.
Fiesta Bites is coming back to us for signage. I can't imagine that that would take us
Right.
more than 45 minutes.
Right.
And, this is either
Okay,
going to address the comments or not.
okay. That's it,
Great.
thanks.
Any other new business? Shayna?
None?
Ken?
Nope.
With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So motioned.
Second,
Take a vote, starting with Steve.
Yes.
Jean?
yes.
Shayna?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well. This meeting is adjourned.